Is VV Ultimatum a good game? That is the big question. Yes, it is a good game. In fact, there's a lot of stuff this game does really well, but there's also some other stuff that just kind of kills the momentum, and I couldn't not talk about it. So let's just get into it. I guess we can start from the very beginning, the tutorial. And I don't say this lightly, this is seriously one of the better tutorials I've seen in one of these types of games. Like actually, on a side note, it's very easy to see where this game took its inspiration from. Deep Woken, the game that set the standard for parry-based games, has a tutorial that pales in comparison, or rather a lack thereof. When Deep Woken came out in December of 2021, you can trust me when I say that the OG player base was going in blind. The learning curve was very steep and the gameplay was unforgivable.
Bro, you need to calm down. Oh! Why would you? No!
They did add a tutorial recently though. Sorry for going on a tangent. Most games just throw a wall of text at you and assume that you absorbed all of it like a sponge. But fortunately, VVV doesn't do that. It actually has you perform the actions needed to play the game, which sounds extremely obvious, but apparently it isn't. Because nobody else is doing it whenever their game releases, so credit where it's due. The opening cutscene too, it's got voice acting, amazing animation, and fire music, fire cinematic music, and I can't lie, I was immediately captivated. It's clearly made to hook you early, and it works. The combat has some things going for it as well. The dual dash system has a pretty neat mechanic. You've got your standard dash, and then this flash stepped based dash that covers way more distance, and I'm pretty sure that it makes you invincible while it's active. That's probably the most interesting thing that the combat does, and it's actually good. And the parry system, once you actually get used to it, it's more generous than people are giving it credit for. A lot of the complaints I've seen about the combat are just people wanting it to be Deep Woken or some sort of type soul copy, and it's definitely not either of the two. It was never trying to be, and if it was, everybody would just call it a ripoff. So now in terms of the bad aspects of the game, the first thing it'll have to touch upon is the item overload. Your inventory fills up so fast with stuff that has walls of stat text, and if you're just jumping in for the first time, you genuinely have no clue what like 80% of it does. And look, I know this isn't unique to VV. Deep Woken has the same exact problem. A lot of these games have the same problem, but it doesn't make it less annoying. If anything, it might actually be intentional, designed to make you miss important items so that you'd have to go back and grind again and again and again, which yeah, is kind of tedious. The attack color coding needs to be addressed as well. Like every single thing is red. AoE attacks are red, direct attacks are red. Attacks that you're supposed to counter are also red. At some point, you'd think someone on the dev team would go, hey, maybe just different colors for different mechanics, but apparently not, which is honestly just a net design because it makes the combat way less readable than it needs to be. It's funny because Deep Woken actually handled that issue. They actually made a lot of the moves have different signatures in terms of the colors I made. In fact, the Duke of Arisia is probably the best example of this. And let me tell you, the rework of Duke has not been easy for me. Regarding the open world stuff, the turbo run is really nice, and I'm genuinely glad that they did that. But the level design is pretty rough, and it constantly looks like there might be something off the beaten path worth exploring. And then within 2 minutes, you hit a cliff or a dead end with nothing in it. If you're going to railroad players into 1 or 2 corridors or like dead ends, then either put something at the end of those dead ends or just don't let players go that way. Don't waste their time. Quest enemy spawns too. You'll get a quest to kill 5 of something, and there's 2 of them on the map, and so you're just standing there waiting, which again is tedious. I'm gonna be very honest. The updates are going to make or break this game. That is genuinely the bottom line. The PvE is where this game is strongest, and I think that that's where the updates need to lean hard. More boss variety, more areas that actually reward you for being there, maybe dungeons or new game modes, something that actually gives people a reason to keep logging on beyond just PvP. The bosses being pretty hard and satisfying to learn is one of the best things about this game, and they should build on that. The attack indicator system needs a full rework. Just use different colors. Like that's literally just it. That's the that's the fix. Like that's literally it. That is the fix. And the server teleport situation, I just don't know what the solution actually looks like, because I do understand why they built it this way, with 3 factions each having their own home base, but something needs to give there, because the amount of time you spend in loading screens is actively hurting the experience. I think that if they get the updates right, consistent, content heavy, and focused on PvE, like this could genuinely be one of the more better games on the platform right now. But if the updates are slow or they miss what makes the game good, then yeah, I think they're cooked. I mean, that's how things die. That's how these games die. We've seen it time and time again. Anyways, that's where I'm at with it. Link in the description if you want to check it out yourself. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.